Hey guys, Aquadualist here. This was a while ago. I made a video talking about how insects could essentially be a underrated meta deck in the future. Because at least in the main sets, it's like for the last couple main sets we've gotten, they seem to keep getting like one or two cards of support. And then they got a bunch of support from the Legendary Duelist Ancient Millennium set. And I honestly feel like in the future, once we get enough of this good support for an actual deck, they could become a actual underrated meta deck or probably a really good rogue deck. That's how I feel about them. And I just wanted to essentially show you guys the new card they got and kind of talk about some of the options they have for today. If you guys would like, you guys could join my Discord, which is completely free, link in the description below. And if you guys are feeling generous, you could donate to the channel. Link in the description to my Patreon as well. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So they got a new card that's part of the C archetype, and it's called Super Armored Robot Armed Black Iron C. It's a name. But basically, if you have three monsters with the same name graveyard, you target them, special summon this guy, and equip them to him. And you basically get a detach, you send one of the equipped cards to the graveyard and get to pop something. With attack less than or equal to. So yeah, not that bad. But the thing is, one of the things is I wanted to point out, he works really well with the support we got from Soul Fusion, Giant Ballpark, if you remember this, and the other card is just called Goki Pole. Let me move these a little bit. These cards actually work really well with essentially trying to be able to turbo him out. So yeah. And it's funny too, when Soul Fusion came out, I actually missed these two cards when I originally picked up the... I'll move them, because why not? I actually missed these two cards when when the set originally released. It wasn't until like a week later I realized what these were. So basically, there's a bump under my mat there, that's gonna bother me. But, basically the idea is, Goki Pole is honestly somewhat, somewhat in a way I feel like a mini one of these guys. Basically his effect, if this card sends to the graveyard, add a level 4 effect monster from your deck to hand. And then if it's a normal monster, you special summon it. You can destroy one monster on attack, or on the field with attack greater than or equal to the special summon card. So he's somewhat of a mini one of these guys, but, yeah. And then you have the field spell, Giant Ballpark, which basically, lets you turbo out, some, normal insects. So, yeah. Basically, this really helps to get this guy out. And then this guy can essentially help get something on the field and pop something. But, yeah, basically what they do. And one of the things too is most of the stuff in the video today is going to be relatively cheap too. But these you should be able to pick up for like cents on end, or like a couple cents, probably like maybe 10 cents a piece, something like that. But Giant Ballpark would work really well with trying to turbo out this guy. And I feel like we could see something like that in the future. Other options other essential engines that the insects have access to. They still obviously have the Renaissance Insect, Aztecapede engine. There's this. Something too with the whole normal monster thing with this and the robot. The highest attack one we have is Insect Knight, but we are getting the normal Maxi Ranger dude, whatever, some point. So yeah, I'm waiting for that guy to come out before I really piece the deck together. That's the one card I'm waiting on. But you do have these, which essentially lets you will give you a body and then special summon, or not special summon, essentially search for your bigger stuff. So yeah, that's pretty nice still. And then you do have some cards from the legendary duelist set, the Cocoon of Evolution or Ultra Evolution. These have gone up in price. Like last year, they spiked and they cooled down a bit, but and then you do have the Metamorphosed Insect Queen, and then you could run the Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth for memes, and it's just a beat stick, really, but Insect Queen isn't really, the Metamorphosed Insect Queen actually isn't that bad. Basically, if you don't know what she does, you have to summon her out with, or she must be special summoned by a card effect. If another monster is on the field, or another insect monster is on the field, your opponent cannot target insect monsters you control with card effects. They cannot be destroyed by opponents, they also cannot be destroyed by opponents' card effects. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacks, you contribute one monster, and it can attack an opponent's monster twice in a row, and at the end phase, you can special summon one insect monster token. So yeah, basically gives you some tokens, get to attack stuff twice, pretty solid, pretty decent. They have overall decent and solid support, and then, they do have the, they do also have a hand trap from the same set. So yeah, that is something too that I would run. Which honestly, it's really funny with that set. I actually pulled all the Weevil stuff. And then the one thing that's really weird is look what has two insect monsters, kaiju specifically. I always thought that was weird how they have two. So essentially, if you have Mistless Radiant, Kumongus could swing over the Gardala, but and such. So yeah, that's just something to think about. You do have this kaiju engine as well. Pretty nice. It's weird how insects have two kaijus. And then I know this is kind of outdated, but you do have the Trap Trick engine if you wanted to go into Bombless Trap Holes, even though it's outdated, and then Rafflesia in the extra deck. But yeah, and then I know Dionia is a plant, but Myrmelio is the main one, and it's a insect. Honestly, you could just go, if you really wanted to do something, you could just go, 3 of these and 1 Myrmelio if you wanted. But yeah, I know Trap Tricks are outdated, but I do love the archetype, and I just wanted to point this out. Also, little bug. No, not on the mat, dang. I gotta clean that later. But, I'll probably clean it after the video. But, yeah. And also, Atrax is an insect as well, so that's something, to mention too. But, just in general, insects are getting better, I feel like. And they are definitely really, really good. Oh, they're going to be really good at one point. But, we need to get some more support, and so far, it's been coming out pretty slowly. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next Max C the C Null monster. And you could run the C archetype, but honestly, other than Max C, they're meh. If your opponent doesn't have any super generic links, you could run Contact C and essentially shut them down in a way. If they need to go for the extra deck plays, and let's say they don't have a Mistless Radiant or a Lyn Phosphorus or whatever, if they don't have if they can't go into their starting link monster, then yeah, this could do something to them. But this would be like a side deck card to me. But yeah. What are y'all's thoughts on insects? I would like to know. Do you guys feel like they're honestly going to be good? I feel like they will at some point. We just need more support, and it's slowly coming out. But the new support's good. So, if you guys like this video, give it a like. If you guys want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. I do 4 or 5 videos a week. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all Monday with a BLS deck profile.